everyone to rise as the graduation day procession has begun and will enter the hall.
On behalf of Yenepoya Medical College, we, Dr. Meera Jacob and
Dr. Raghavendra Yu,
extend a hearty welcome to everyone gathered here today for the 19th graduation day. Kindly sit. Yenepoya Medical College, established in the year 1999, brings you a world-class educational experience in the pristine surroundings of a tranquil South Indian coastal town of Mangalore. Our college was declared a constituent unit of Yenepoya University as per notification by UGC in the year 2009. Presently, the Yenepoya Medical College is offering undergraduate, postgraduate, doctoral, postdoctoral, PG diploma and fellowship programs. Not only does the college offer the best education to medical students, but also the campus boasts nature as its closest companion with lush green spaces to satisfy the diverse student needs. We are now in the 25 years since inception. Hence, this is the year of Silver Jubilee celebrations, and numerous events are lined up to celebrate in a meaningful way.
We provide comprehensive quality education with state-of-the-art learning facilities in Yenepoya Medical College Hospital, which is a NABL and NABH accredited 1,268 bedded hospital, providing rich learning experiences and quality patient care through all broad specialty and super specialty services. A new facility, Zuleika Yenepoya Institute of Oncology, supported by Tata Trust, offering comprehensive cancer care and serving the needy population of the society, has been established and is running well. Today, we have all gathered here to be a part of the 19th graduation day proceedings, a beautiful and satisfying culmination of a person's journey from being a student to a graduate, thus marking a new beginning as healthcare professionals.
It is said that function of prayer is not to influence God, but rather to influence the nature of all who listen. I would now like to call Mr. Muhammad Ibad from the graduating batch to recite the prayer.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولتكن منكم أمة يدعون إلى الخير ويأمرون بالمعروف وينهون عن المنكر وأولئك هم المفلحون. ولا تكونوا كالذين تفرقوا واختلفوا من بعد ما جاءهم البينات وأولئك لهم عذاب عظيم. يوم تبيض وجوه وتسود وجوه، فأما الذين اسودت وجوههم أكفرتم بعد إيمانكم فذوقوا العذاب بما كنتم تكفرون. وأما الذين ابيضت وجوههم ففي رحمة الله هم فيها خالدون. تلك آيات الله نتلوها عليك بالحق وما الله يريد ظلما للعالمين. And let there be from you a nation, inviting to good, enjoining what is right and forbidding what is wrong, and those will be the successful. And do not be like the ones who became divided and differed after the clear proofs had come to them, and those will have a great punishment. On the day, some faces will turn white and some faces will turn black. As for those whose faces turn black, To them it will be said, did you disbelieve after your belief? Then taste the punishment for what you used to reject. But as for those whose faces will turn white, they will be within the mercy of Allah. They will abide therein eternally. These are the verses of Allah. We recite them to you in truth. And Allah wants no injustice to the worlds. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad Kaz Ibad. Now, I request Dr. Uma Kulkarni, Professor, Department of Ophthalmology, to welcome the eminent dignitaries on the dais and all the august gathering here. Over to Uma, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Raghavendra. Respected dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, dear graduates and parents, teachers, students, and all those who have gathered here on this auspicious day. A very good evening to one and all. Can you all hear the lub-dub, lub-dub, lub-dub? And can you all feel the pulse that is present everywhere in the air in this room? Yes, this is emerging from the excitement and the accomplishment of all the graduate students who have gathered here. We know that graduation day is a day when the little toddler doctor begins to walk responsibly and independently, making this day one of the most memorable milestones of the life of any doctor. From their cocoons, the caterpillars are slowly begin to grow, and now they are little butterflies which are ready to fly. Graduation day is therefore just not another day, but a testimony of the 5 years long process of transformation. I feel honored to welcome one and all to the 19th graduation day of Yenepoya Medical College, Yenepoya deemed to be University, Mangalore. This day is also of a special significance since Yenepoya Medical College is celebrating 25 glorious years of its existence and growth. A landmark year and today a landmark day. And on this golden occasion, I proudly welcome the chief guest for today, Dr. P. Chandra Mohan, former Vice Chancellor of Kandur University and also former Vice Chancellor of our own, Yenepoya deemed to be University. A surgeon, a soft-spoken leader, and a great visionary. Dear sir, please accept a warm welcome. And on this day, I feel happy to welcome the guest of honor for today, Dr. Ganesh Pai, who is a Millennium President of the Indian Association of Dermatologists, a lover of animals and research, a born leader, and a radiant personality. On behalf of YMC, I extend a hearty welcome to you, sir. I now welcome Dr. M.S. Musabba, Principal, Yenepoya Medical College, who is also the presiding officer for the graduation day program today. He is known for his surgical skills and a very friendly leadership. A warm welcome to you, sir. And on this occasion, I also extend a hearty welcome to Dr. Abhay Nirgude, who is Associate Dean, Administration of Yenepoya Medical College. Welcome, sir. I also welcome Dr. Habib Rahman, Medical Superintendent, Yenepoya Medical College Hospital. Welcome, sir. I'm also happy to welcome other dignitaries from the university, Dr. Gangadhar Somayaji, Registrar, Yenepoya deemed to be University, Dr. Ashwini Dutt, Colonel Pankajakshan, Mrs. Obeda, and all the university officials who have gathered here to grace this occasion. I now welcome the deans, associate deans, directors, heads, faculty members of various departments and constituent units of Yenepoya deemed to be University. Thank you all. On behalf of YMC, I welcome the proud parents and the family members who have arrived here, from far and near to witness the delightful moment of the graduating ceremony of their little loved ones. And lastly, but not the least, a hearty welcome to all the graduates and congratulations on your grand success. This is not the end of your college life, but it's a new beginning, a new sunrise, and a new episode of life. Remember, your dreams will never fly unless you become the wings. And your dreams will never see the light unless you wake up from sleep. So cherish your dreams, acquire knowledge, hone your skills, work hard, be dedicated and kind, and your touch surely will be there to heal. Be good, be right, and be happy. Once again, my hearty congratulations to you and your families, and all the very best for your future. We at Yenepoya Medical College also have a dream that you will make us proud. Congratulations to you all, and thank you very much. I welcome everyone to this gathering. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Uma Madam, for that very elaborate and warm welcome. Now, I request Dr. M.H. Sharif, Professor, Department of Pathology, to introduce the chief guest and the guest of honor. Over to you, Sharif, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Respected dignitaries on the dais, officials, faculty of the Yenepoya Medical College, guests, parents, graduating students. It's my proud privilege to introduce the chief guest of the 19th graduation day of the Yenepoya Medical College. Dr. P. Chandra Mohan sir is a stalwart in the field of thoracic and cardiovascular surgery and has made pioneering contributions to the field of medical education and education in general. In his illustrious career spanning decades, he has held high academic and administrative posts. He was the former Vice Chancellor of Kannur University and former Director of Medical Education, Government of Kerala. He was instrumental in taking our university to newer heights in his tenure as Vice Chancellor at Yenepoya deemed to be University. We had the pleasure of experiencing his wise and nurturing personality during his time in our campus. He has also rendered services to Government Medical College, Kottayam in various capacities as Professor and Head of the Department of Cardiothoracic and Vascular Surgery. He also has rendered his services as Medical Superintendent, Vice Principal, Principal and Dean Emeritus of Sri Gokulam Medical College, Trivandrum. He has published extensively and has unique distinction of bringing out highly valuable publications even during his busy administrative roles. His contribution to academia is exemplary and has focused on innovations in higher education. He started several new PG programs, built rural campuses and introduced choice-based credit system for the first time in Kerala as Vice Chancellor of Kannur University. He was instrumental in computerization of exams to ensure transparency at Kannur University and Yenepoya deemed to be University. He is a visionary educationist and emphasized on e-learning and teleeducation years before COVID pandemic. He has been decorated with several awards for his yeoman service to the field of cardiothoracic surgery and education. He received Manava Seva Puraskar Award 2003, Guru Nitya Chaitanya Yati Award 2004, Jeevan Raksha Puraskar Award 2004, Vaidya Ratnam Award 2004, Hridaya Puraskar by Rheumatic Heart Club Kerala 2011, and Samskara Best Doctor Award 2011. We are extremely fortunate and delighted to have him as the chief guest for today's ceremony. We have the privilege of having Dr. Ganesh S. Pai as the guest of honor. He is a renowned consultant dermatologist with over 40 years of experience in the field of dermatology and cosmetic care. He is the medical director of Derma Care, a state-of-art skin and cosmetology center, which is one of the largest integrated laser centers in India. He has held high positions as an administrator, serving for more than 3 decades as director and professor at Kasturba Medical College and K.S. Hegde Medical College, Mangalore. He was at the helm of the Indian Association of Dermatologists as national president in the year 2000. He has garnered many awards and recognition for his outstanding contribution. He received the prestigious Professor K.C. Kandhari Lifetime Achievement Award, the highest honor bestowed on Indian dermatologists at Coimbatore on 21st January 2016. He received the prestigious Lifetime Achievement Award in 2018 by Michelle Gold at New Delhi. He also received Lifetime Achievement Award from SARC AAD at Hyderabad in 2022 and Professor Amarkant Jha Oration at Varanasi in December 2022. He is fellow of prestigious societies such as American Academy of Dermatology and European Academy of Dermatology Venerology. He is also a member of Dermatologic Aesthetic Surgery International League. He is the author of textbook entitled Complications in Cosmetic Dermatology, Crafting Cures. He has also penned down No Moorings, a book about the life of an Indian doctor abroad and the accidental dermatologist, which chronicles his life and career. He has a unique distinction of being a humor columnist and philanthropist. We are fortunate to have him as today's guest of honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I request Dr. M.S. Musaba, Principal, Yenepoya Medical College, to present a sapling to the Chief Guest and Guest of Honor. Thank you, Musaba sir. Now to present the graduates, I request Dr. Abhay Nirgude, Associate Dean, Administration, Yenepoya Medical College, to do the honors. Parents, kindly note the photos of your ward receiving the certificate will be taken by the official photographer, so please do not leave your place.
Good evening all. So hope the graduates are ready. Okay. Ameya Zakir. Photo. We can request I request the chief guest to do the honors. Ameya Zakir, Abhinand Ajit, Abhinand Ajit, Abhishek Nambiar, Adarsh Aital, Adila Moidu Parakkal, Adila Rashid, Adnan Zakir, Aditya Binu Jijulekha, Afran Kunjibettu, Afsal Manujan, Ahmad Ibrahim, Aishwarya Balgopal, Akash Hari, Akhil Krishna, Alina Sunni, Alka Fatima, Alsha Salim, Amal Shamir, Anand Raj, Anant Jagannath, Anant Raman, Andrea Fiona, Anjana PK, Ankit Nair, Anne Bridget, Anosh Shajan, Anuja Sharif, Anupama Raj, Ashia Latif, Ashley K. Rashid, Ashna Joy, Asif Moin, Asif Moin, Asla Otapilakul, Asna Ashraf, Atul Chako, Aishat Akshifa, Chaitra MS, Chitira Narayan Pillai, Christine Sara Koshi, Dakshina AR, David Fernandez, Diksha Agarwal, Iram Siddiq, Fadia Rashid Kalarikal, Pansim Ahmed, Fatima Abdul Majid, Fatima Amna, Fatima KK, Fatima Rana, Fatima Rasina Mohammad Kabir, Fatima Saifuddin, Gladwin George Pius, Grishma Gopan, Habibullah Hassan, Adia Sultana, Harun Khan, Harshini C, Hiba KV Kunabdullah, Irfana Nizar, Joe George, KP Fatimat Malufa, Kirtana MK, Khadija Mafaza, Krishnendu K, Mohammad Shahnawaz, Maria James, Mariam Yam, Mavia Pathan, Mazhar Salim Chandrot, Minu Mushafaz, Mohammad Muzim MK, Mohammad Afsal, Mohammad Anaz, Mohammad Mustafa, Mohammad Nihal,
Thank you, Abhay sir, for doing the honors. Now, to present the graduates, I request Dr. Habib Rahman, Medical Superintendent, Yenepoya Medical College Hospital, to do the honors.
Muhammad Shabib C. Muhsina K.S. Muhammad Rais P. N.S. Naishma. N. Muhammad Lazim. Nada Baijo. Nafia. Ninu Bashir. Niha Parveen Farooq Sheikh. Nihal Ahmad Yamye. Nihala Newton Whedon. Nurul Zina Siraj Bonontavida. Pir Aruj Kaisar. Pujari Shreya Suresh Shashikala. Puja Shri. Puneet Kumar M. Chavan. Rahima Nazir. Rajat K. Rashid Jawahar. Rayham Shafir Puvattum Kadavil. Rituparna Yeye. SM Zihshan, S Ajmi, S Muhammad Ibad, Sachin Xavier, Sai Anantalakshmi, Saimuddin, Samiksha VK, Saranga Vinod Kumar, Sangeeta VK, Saranga Vinod Kumar, Shahrukh Amir, Shahanshah Shaji, Shahira P, Shahanas AM, Shamaz CK, Sharifa Nazar, Shasna Sharif, Shazia Shamnad, Shahaza Rahiman Yasvi, Sheikh Anamul Haq, Shireen Nasimuddin, Shreyas Murali, Simila Sudhakaran, Sneha, Sneharaj VS, Somesh Prakash Dolly, Suraj Gopinathan MP, Sri Raksha C. Shet, Sunaina AV, Sunayana Parveen TP, Surya IS, Sayyida Asba Sadaf, Tasrifa Jibin, Uddeshya Agarwal, Varun Krishna Kumar, Vasudha VV, Vidya HR, Wasim Ahmad Sarfaraz, Yogita Mohan Nayak, Zahra Muhammad, Zoya Naz, Ashish Dilawar, Rebin M. Sainuddin, Adil Munawwar, Muhammad Afsar M, Fahim Ashraf,
Thank you, sir. Thank you, dignitaries. You may please take the seat. Thank you, sir. This is the time to announce the topper in each of the MBBS subjects from first year to final year MBBS, and also the best outgoing student of 2017 batch who will be presented with gold medals. I request Dr. Poonam Nayak, Professor and Head, Department of Community Medicine, who was the chairperson of this committee, to announce the topper and the best outgoing graduate. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Meera. A very good evening to one and all. Principal Yenepoya Medical College constituted a 5-member committee for selecting the student to be awarded with gold medal in each subject and the best outgoing student for the 2017-18 batch. This committee comprised of faculty members from first year to final year. The academic topper in each subject is selected for gold medal for the respective subject, and the student scoring the highest marks throughout the course is selected as the best outgoing student for the 2017-18 batch. It gives me immense pleasure to present those receiving the gold medal in each subject and the best outgoing student. May I now request Chief Guest Dr. P. Chandramohan, former Honorable Vice Chancellor Kannur and Yenepoya deemed to be University, to present the gold medals. We begin with the first MBBS subjects. Anatomy, Dr. Andrea Fiona Kutina. Physiology, Dr. Neha Parveen Farooq Sheikh. Biochemistry, Dr. Amal Shamir. Second MBBS subjects, Pathology, Dr. Andrea Fiona Kutina. Andrea be there. She receives the gold medal for microbiology and pharmacology also. Forensic Medicine, Dr. Neha Parveen Farooq Sheikh. Thank you, sir. May I now request Guest of Honor Dr. Ganesh S. Pai to present the gold medals. Third MBBS Part 1 subjects, Community Medicine, Dr. Neha Parveen Farooq Sheikh. ENT Dr. Andrea. Ophthalmology, we have two students receiving the gold medals, Dr. Sri Raksha C. Sheth and Dr. Vidya HR. Dr. Vidya HR for ophthalmology gold medal. Third MBBS Part 2, General Medicine, Dr. Sri Raksha C. Sheth. General Surgery, Dr. Yogita Mohan Naik. Obstetrics and Gynecology, Dr. Saimuddin. Pediatrics, Dr. Neha Parveen Farooq Sheikh. Thank you, sirs. May I now request all dignitaries on the dais to award the best outgoing student, Dr. Neha Parveen Farooq Sheikh, the best outgoing student for 2017-18 batch. Thank you, sirs. Hearty congratulations to all awardees and all the graduates. Thank you all.
Thank you, Poonam Madam, for doing the honors. Moving ahead with the program, it's my privilege to request Dr. Amir Ali Sir, Professor, Department of General Surgery, to administer the oath to the graduates. Over to you, sir.
Professor Chandramohan sir, Honorable ex-Vice Chancellor of our university, and Professor Dr. Ganesh Pai, Professor of Dermatology, Professor Dr. Musaba, and Professor Dr. Abe, and Professor Dr. Habib. A very good evening to all of you. Sir, with your consent, I will administer the oath of Hippocratic oath to the students. Thank you, sir. The 2017 batch, good evening all of you. Kindly stand up for the Hippocratic oath. The rest of the crowd kindly maintain silence. Dear students, make your own prayer of all faith, what we usually do beginning of the day, and kindly raise your right hand. Now I will be administering the Hippocratic oath, which all of you shall repeat after I repeat the oath. This is the Hippocratic oath. I solemnly pledge myself to consecrate my life to the service of humanity. Even under threat, I will not use my professional knowledge contrary to the laws of humanity. I will maintain utmost respect for human life from the time of conception. I will not permit consideration of religion, nationality, race, party politics, or social standings to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity. The health of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the secrets which are confided in me. I will give to my teachers the respect and the gratitude which is their due. I will maintain by all means in my power the honor and noble traditions of my profession. I will treat my colleagues with all respect and dignity. I shall always abide by this code of ethics. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. Kindly be seated. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. It's a proud moment for us to request Dr. P. Chandramohan, former Honorable Vice Chancellor of Kannur and Yenepoya deemed to be University, today's chief guest, to deliver the keynote address.
Honorable Guest of Honor, Dr. Ganesh Pai, Honorable President of this meeting and the Principal of Yenepoya Medical College, Dr. Musaba, other dignitaries on the dais, of the dais, the graduates who are getting graduated, their parents, members of the faculty, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me thank the organizers for having invited me to take part in this great function. I would consider this as a Guru Dakshina from Dr. Musaba. Memory is fresh in my mind. We were together in the Calicut Medical College. Even at that time, he was known, Dr. Musaba was known for his sincerity, commitment, and humility. So once again, let me thank everyone in the organizing committee, especially Dr. Musaba, for remembering me and for having invited me to this function. Now I must congratulate all the graduates who have got through their MBBS examinations. You know, a series of examinations, first MBBS, second MBBS, final MBBS, part 1, part 2, like that. And I must also congratulate their parents also. The graduates, you must always remember that your parents, they have made a lot of sacrifices to take you to your present situation. And the parents, it's a day of satisfaction for you. Your dream is getting realized today. Your son has already, with the oath taking, they have already become medical graduates. Now, you must be equally grateful to your teachers. I don't see many there, but I can see a galaxy here in front of faculty, medical teachers who have actually molded you in different ways. They have actually worked on the different domains of your personality. When a student, whether he joins medical education, technical education, general education, or some other education, what the teacher has to do is to work on some of the domains of the student's personality. Number one is the cognitive domain or the intellectual domain. From the point of view of medical education, there is a consensus that we don't need the best intellect. We only need the average or just below, just above average. That's already in me. But the most important aspect of your personality to be developed is the affective domain or the emotional domain. A doctor after medical education should be emotionally matured enough to face any situation in the medical profession. As you all know, now the medical profession is at crossroads. So you have to be trained to face any situation in your professional life. So that aspect, your emotional domain, they have been working on your emotional domain as well. And the third aspect is your psychomotor domain. You know, UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, a very important wing of the United Nations. They had actually defined the objectives of education. Education is learning to learn The first thing that we do in education is we are learning to learn our course content. And the second thing is learning to do. The first aspect is acquiring knowledge. The second aspect is acquiring skill. And the third aspect is learning to be a complete personality. You know, Swami Vivekananda, he defined education as a process of exposing or exposition of perfection in a student. He believed that there is a perfection in each student. What the teacher has to do is to identify that perfection. That may be differing from one person to another. But as a teacher, it is our responsibility to identify the dominant talent, aptitude in a particular student. That should be developed to perfection. So that is one of the purposes of education. So your teachers have been working on your cognitive domain, on your psychomotor domain, on your affective domain, and the fourth one, which our educational system has not been concentrating so far, is your creative domain. A student during his education, after education, during his post-graduation, during his doctoral course, postdoctoral course, what you have to do is you have to strengthen your creative domain, which is there only in human beings. So that also you have to develop. So you have to respect your teachers. This is a time when you must be grateful to your teachers as well. Now that you have become medical graduates, so with the taking of oath, with receiving the certificates, you have now become graduates. And when you become a graduate, World Health Organization has laid down certain qualities to be there in a medical graduate. And the Medical Council of India and now the National Medical Commission has also accepted these qualities to be there in the Indian medical graduate. That is the terminology that the National Medical Commission now uses. When a person completes his graduation, completes his internship or house agency, then he is called an Indian medical graduate with potentials to work anywhere in the world. So what are those qualities? Previously we used to call a doctor with all those qualities as a 5-star doctor. What are these 5 stars stand for? The first one, after this graduation, you are not going to be a specialist, but you have to be competent to work as a doctor at the primary level, a physician of first contact. You must be able to provide the patients, you must be able to give promotive, the different levels of healthcare delivery. Healthcare delivery starts from health promotion, then prevention, then curative treatment, then palliation, rehabilitation, and holistic treatment. All these things, a medical graduate, an Indian medical graduate of first contact must be able to give effectively with compassion. With compassion, I told you the affective domain. This compassion, if you want to understand, then I have to become a little more philosophical. To know the truth, the Holy Bible says, to know the truth, you must look into yourself. When you look into yourself, you see your body. You look others, they also have. Then you look more carefully, meticulously, you see there are differences. Some people are dark in complexion, some others are fairer in complexion, some people are tall, some people are short, some people are fatty, bulky, some people are lean. So you look, there is a diversity. Same thing you look at the animal kingdom, the birds, you look at the plant kingdom, everywhere you see a diversity. But our philosophy, our scriptures, all scriptures believe in unity. Unity in diversity. So what is this diversity you have all seen? You look into your body. First I told you, you see your body. You further look into your body. You see the different organ systems, a diversity of organ systems. You have a cardiovascular system, you have a central nervous system, you have a musculoskeletal system, you have a genitourinary system. So many organ systems in your body, a diversity of organ systems. You look at a single organ system. Take, for example, the gastrointestinal system. Starts from the mouth, esophagus, stomach, duodenum, small intestine, large intestine, and then liver, pancreas. A diversity of organs constitute an organ system. Take an organ, you see different types of tissues there. Epithelial tissue, connective tissue, vascular tissue, so many types of tissues there. A tissue, consists of cells. Cells, molecules, different types of molecules, diversity of molecules. Molecules, are made up of atoms. And look at the atom, you see, at the center you have the proton and things like that. And at the periphery you see the electrons revolving around a nucleus, like the planets around the solar system in a solar system. So diversity you can see everywhere. In other words, diversity is a reality and it is the beauty of this universe. Everywhere you can see this. But I told you atom. Atom, I told you the subatomic particles. Ultimately, when it bursts, what is left behind is only energy. Only energy. So that is the unity in diversity. And in Bhagavad Gita, Satyam Mam Sarva Bhudanam Vidhi Bharata Sanatanam Buddhir Madasmi Tejas Tejomaya Maham. Satyam Mam Sarva Bhudanam. See, in Hindu philosophy, it is believed that the entire physical world is made up of 5 things. Satyam Mam Sarva Bhudanam. But when you analyze further, you will see that truth is my presence in everything. So this unity is the presence of divinity in every physical thing. So there is a unity in diversity. And this unity is there in every human being. The only thing is the nature of that unity, of that divine thing is different in each individual. The truth that is present in our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, is not the truth that is present in Yeshudas. The truth that is present in Yeshudas is not the truth that is present is not the truth that is present in Raja Ravi Varma. So the nature of truth in every individual differs from one another. When you take the volume of this truth, it has been found that it is the same, though the nature is different, the volume of talent in each individual is the same. You all know the Human Genome Project, which was started in 1993 and completed in 2003, came out with a report that the total genetically determined qualities of a human being, whether he is born in America, whether he is born in Africa, whether he is born in India, whether he is born in Malaysia, is the same. Whether he is an American, whether he is an European, whether he is an Indian, whether he is a Mongolian, is immaterial. If he is a human being, the total volume of genetically determined capabilities is the same. What is required is to identify that prominent, dominant capability in each student and then give the environment for that ability to develop to the pinnacle of its. And when it reaches its pinnacle, then, he will be able to give you the contributions. Contributions not only to him, to his family, to his community, to his country, to the humanity at large. So that is what the teachers have done for you. So you must always honor them. Similarly, you must always remember your parents as long as you are alive, as long as they are alive, and you must look after them. So that is the message I have to give you on this moment. Now, I told you as a doctor, the first thing is to function as a clinician at the primary level. Now, the second thing, so first thing to be a clinician. Second thing, you should develop some leadership qualities. As a doctor at the primary level, you will be working in the peripheral centers if you are in the government sector. Even otherwise, if you don't go for post-graduation, you will be working in small hospitals. So when you are working there, your primary responsibility will be to look after the patient at the primary level. So you have to be a leader. So suppose there is a pandemic or an epidemic. Now there is a dengue epidemic in Kerala. So when there is such a situation of epidemic, pandemic, flood situation, natural calamities, in all these occasions, teams will be constituted. And it is the responsibility of the medical graduates and the junior doctors to take the leadership. You must be the leader of such a team constituted. Similarly, if you are not the leader, at least you must be able to function as a member of a team. So team spirit, leadership quality, these are two qualities which you must imbibe and develop. And the third thing is you have already studied about ATCOM. ATCOM means attitude, ethics, and communication skills. You should have the right attitude, an attitude of empathy and responsiveness to the sufferings of the patient. That must become an integral part of your personality. So you must have the ATCOM, attitude, ethics, and communication skills. You must be able to communicate freely. What is communication? The important part of communication is listening. You should have the patience to listen to the patients and their relatives. And generally you must also be able to express your views to the patients and their relatives. So the communication skill is another thing. So attitude, ethics, and communication. These are the three other things that you should imbibe, and you should be a lifelong learner. We are living, when you look into the history of human civilization, you can divide it into different phases. The first phase of agrarian civilization, when agriculture was the main source of living for the people. The second phase of industry-based civilization, when industry became the main source for people to live. We are today living in the phase of knowledge revolution, knowledge explosion. And today, the concepts are changing, the techniques are changing, everything is changing on a day-to-day basis. See, previously, we used to depend on journals to update our knowledge and skills. But now whatever is coming in the journal is already obsolete. So you must be able to take part in the continuing medical education programs conducted by various academic organizations. So when you go out of this institution, you must always bear in mind this. Wherever there is a continuing medical education program, you must go there and attend those programs to update your knowledge and skill. So that is the last thing that I have to stress on this particular occasion. Now, what is your next choice? Whether to join the medical profession or to go for post-graduation. If you ask me my opinion, I will say, in this era of knowledge explosion I told you, the best choice for you is to go for post-graduation. And to go for post-graduation, you can try more than once. And if you're not able to get an admission to any of the postgraduate courses of your choice, then of course you can enter into the profession. And if you are going to enter into the profession, then you must update your knowledge and skills. As I told you already, you must be attending the continuing educational programs and workshops and update your knowledge and skills. So with these words, before I conclude, let me pray to God Almighty to shower His choicest blessings on every one of you. May God bless you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring and energizing words, which I am sure will make our graduates able, capable, and strive towards excellence in their field of choice. Your exposition of unity in diversity, attributes of an ideal medical graduate, I am sure will be guiding our new graduates' professional path. Thank you once again, sir. Now, I request Dr. Ganesh S. Pai, an illuminary of medical profession, past National President of Indian Association of Dermatologists, Venereologists and Leprologists, guest of honor of today's function, to address the gathering. Over to you, respected sir.
Professor Dr. Chandramohan, Professor Dr. Musabba, Dean of Yenepoya Medical College, Sir Dr. Abhay Nirgude, young graduates of tomorrow, and their parents. Thank you for giving me the honor of addressing you this evening. We have 2 lives, remember that. We have 2 lives, and today is the beginning of your second life. As soon as you realize that you have only 1 life, you realize that there's a second life and you have much more to do. Today is that day when you have undergone 4.5 years of rigorous academics, internship, and now we are full-fledged doctors. What is the message that I would like to give you today? Professor Chandramohan has given you almost everything that you need to know. So I will delve on certain other aspects. Choose what you want for your post-graduation. I will tell you, in the year 1977, nobody wanted dermatology. Nobody wanted radiology. Nobody wanted orthopedics. Orthopedics was in its infancy. People didn't know what it was because general surgeons were doing surgery, orthopedic surgery. Radiologists were known as photographers. Wet film, dry film. And dermatologists, they said, oh, you took dermatology. What is there in dermatology? If it's a wet lesion, you dry it. If it's a dry lesion, you wet it. You have an antifungal and a steroid. What else do you have? This was the situation. So what happened? Students with good marks took pediatrics, medicine, or gynecology because they had good marks, not because they were interested in the subject. You should have taken what you wanted. I wanted dermatology and I actually flipped. This is why I tell people, don't think too far into the future. 3 to 5 years is all you need to think into the future because things change so dramatically. So I wanted to do general medicine, but in the final year I was interested in dermatology and that's what I took. And people wondered why I took it. Now people say, oh, you were so futuristic. You knew that dermatology was going to be the big, not true at all. I like dermatology. So please take the subject of your choice today, not because of the scope it offers today, because 10 years down the line, You see what happened in my time. 10, 15 years down the line, nobody wanted medicine or surgery because you had to do super specialization, DM and MCH. And nobody wanted gynec because people wanted to sleep well at night. And so what happened? Radiology became high-tech field, dermatology became a high-tech field with equipment and lasers, and orthopedics took great shape with cold orthopedics and traumatic orthopedics. So remember that success is never owned. You never own success. The rent for your success is due every day. Every day of your work, every day in your hospital, every day in your clinic. That is what you need to make sure that you own the success. You cannot rest on your oars and own success. You have to work for it every day. And I will tell you why I'm so proud of what I have done, because today dermatology is such a vibrant line. And here we have Professor Manjunath Shannai, one of the best dermatologists in the country now, who's serving as professor and head at this institution. A live wire with so much of knowledge. We have, and I'm especially glad that Dr. Sajna Muhammad, one of my oldest students who is now practicing in Kuwait, is here today because her son Adil Munawar has graduated today. So it's a wonderful occasion to be here. Right. So what else do I want to tell you? Work within your circle of competence. All right? Work within your circle of competence. Enlarge that circle of competence if you want. I'll give you a simple example. Many general surgeons went and learned laparoscopy and became first-class laparoscopic surgeons. They increased their circle of competence by gaining extra knowledge, by working another year or so with experts in laparoscopic surgery. But what happened to some others? They tried to learn by trial and error, perforating intestine, cecums, uterus, whatnot, but they never really mastered it. So please remember, enlarge your circle of competence as you go along, because education is a continuous process. Also remember, in your career, do not plant a papaya tree. A papaya tree grows quickly, it yields fruits, and it dies quickly also. That's what will happen to you if you have a shortcut in your practice. Do not compromise your practice. Grow a mango tree. The mango tree takes 5 to 7 years to grow. Grow it with ethics, grow it with care, fertilizer, manure, whatever, look after it, and for the next 50 years, it will yield mangoes for you year after year. So in your practice, in your career, in post-graduation, do not plant a papaya tree, plant a mango tree. And also remember, there will be moments in your career where you will have a split-second decision-making time to choose something of great importance. This is called the amber light of your career. So whenever you go on the traffic, you see a red light, you stop. You see a green light, you go. What about that amber orange light? You time it, right? You say, okay, it's just turning amber, I'll cross. Or it's about to turn red, I will stop. The amber light in your practice often comes when you're offered a post or a higher training, anything in your life, and you may have a window of just one day to take a decision. Remember, that's a very important day, because if you time your amber light correctly, you can zip into the road of success. If you do not, then you will have an accident in your career. Remember the amber light. It will come to you periodically every 5 or 10 years when you have to take major decisions. All this while during your MBBS, you have had a coach. They coach you. Do this, do that. This is the way it is done, that is the way it is done. But when you do post-graduation, you do not get a coach. You get a mentor. Mentorship is what you should look forward to. Inspiring professors, professors to whom you can go, look up to, talk, take their advice, and propel your knowledge and propel your career further. And you should always have a growth mindset. Do not have a fixed mindset that, oh, I don't have talent, oh, I don't have the intelligence, oh, I don't have the ability. Not true at all. You have everything. All you need to do is to make sure that you persevere. Even a small success is a step. Encourage yourself to get to the next step. Remember, the French philosopher Voltaire had 4 factors which he said that make a person successful. Voltaire said, 2 things are not in your control. 2 things, finance and location. Now, the finance depends on the stature of your parents, your in-laws, whatever, to get you a good head start in life. Location is important because if you marry and set up in a big city, your prospects improve. In a moderate city, your prospects improve. But that doesn't happen in a small city. So these 2 are not in your control. So what's in your control? What is in your control are just 2 things, passion and attitude. If you have passion for your subject, you'll do extremely well. If you have a positive attitude, you'll do extremely well. And I'll tell you how this works. If you take a subject which you're not interested in, 2 hours of work will make you feel tired. If you take a subject which you love, 15 hours of work in a day and you're still fresh because you love that work. So please remember what Voltaire said, 2 factors are not in your hand, which is finance and location, and 2 factors which are in your hand, which is passion and attitude. All right, I will close now with just about this. The greatest fear that we live today in, all of us, the greatest fear that we live in is the fear of what other people think of us. All the time, oh, what will he think? What will she think? What will my parents think? What will my friends think? What will my contemporaries think? Do not bother about it. You do what you think is right, because I'll tell you, opinions change, attitudes change. If a fly falls in a cup of tea, what do? You throw the tea. If the fly falls in a jar of honey or in a jar of desi ghee, what do? You throw out the fly. You don't throw out the honey or the ghee, whereas in the tea you'll throw everything. So attitudes change. People's perceptions change. Somebody who thinks you are great today may think you're not a good fellow after 4 years, and vice versa. So remember, you take the decision which is honest, which is straight, which is philanthropic, which is good for you, good for your family, good for society, and never bother about what people criticize or what people praise. You be like the calm ocean which comes and goes, which absolutely does not bother about what people are doing. And may God bless you all, and be future-ready consultants. Whatever you do it with passion, do it with an attitude, and I'm sure that you'll be extremely successful people in the years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your thoughts with us. I'm sure the graduates will draw inspiration from your sound words of wisdom gained from your vast experience. Your advice to choose what you want, enlarge a circle of competence, will definitely brighten the path of our graduates. Thank you, sir. Now it's time for the release of Yearbook, compiled by the graduating batch. I call upon Dr. S.M. Zishan, Editor-in-Chief of the Yearbook, to say a few words. I also call upon Chief Coordinators, Dr. Nihal Ahmed and Dr. Adila Moidu, to accompany Dr. S.M. Zishan.
Good evening. Respected Chief Guest, Dr. P. Chandramohan Sir, Guest of Honor, Dr. Ganesh S. Pai Sir, Principal, Dr. Musaba Sir, dignitaries, faculties, parents, and my fellow graduates. I'm immensely honored to have our esteemed Chief Guest, Dr. P. Chandramohan Sir, inaugurate our yearbook, Reflections, A Journey Through the Years. What started out as a simple Google Forms link for all of us to fill has finally turned into this amalgamation of everything that makes our badge. And we couldn't have been more proud of it. Each and every page of this book has been made with a lot of love and effort from all the write-ups of 150 of us, to the designing and unique coloring of each page and the personalized caricatures on the front page. Sleepless nights have been spent to come up with this, and it was all worth it. The purpose of this yearbook is to serve as a priceless treasure trove of all memories we've had of Yenepoya, memories that convey 100 emotions. I hope that when you open it 10 or 20 years down the line, you remember the life you've lived here and smile and reflect upon the years that was. I'd like to thank my batchmates and amazing juniors who've poured in their energy, time, and love into making this book. I'd also like to thank Dr. Nihal Ahmed and Dr. Adila Moidu, without whom this wouldn't have been possible. Thank you, and happy reflecting. I'd now like to call upon the volunteers to continue with the proceedings.
Thank you, Dr. Zishan, Dr. Adila, and Dr. Nihal Ahmed. Now I call upon the dignitaries on the dais for the release of Yearbook compiled by Graduating Batch 2017.
Thank you, dignitaries. This is the time for the presidential address. I request Dr. M.S. Musaba, Principal, Yenepoya Medical College, to deliver the presidential address.
Good evening to all of you. After hearing the commendable and illustrious talk by the chief guest and guest of honor, I don't know what to tell. Anyhow, respected chief guest, former Vice Chancellor of the Kannur and Yenepoya deemed to be University, former DME of the Kerala State, and presently Emeritus Dean of the Sri Gokulam Medical College, Trivandrum, Dr. Chandramohan sir, who is basically well-known cardiothoracic surgeon. Respected guest of honor, well-known dermatologist, venereologist, academician, former National President of Indian Association of Dermatology, and presently the Medical Director of the Dermacare Skin and Cosmetology Center, Mangalore, Dr. Ganesh S. Pai sir. Associate Dean of Administration, Dr. Abhay Nurgade sir. Dean of Academics of Yenepoya deemed to be University, and former Associate Dean of Academy of Yenepoya Medical College, Dr. Ashwini Dutt. Dr. Abibur Rahman, Medical Superintendent of the Yenepoya Medical College Hospital. University officials, Registrar Dr. Gangadharan Somayaji sir, CEO Colonel Dr. Pankajakshan, Student Welfare Officer Mrs. Ubaida Shaukat, Dr. Gururaj Principal of the Yenepoya Ayurvedic College, Dr. Ashwini Shetty, the NSS Director, Dr. Sharath, Director of the Yenepoya IQA6 cell, my respected colleagues, HODs, Professor, Associate Assistant Professor, and senior residents of all departments of YMC, member of the graduation committee, all non-teaching and supportive staff of YMC and YDU who are present here. Today's VIPs, graduating interns of 2017 batch and few other batches, and their proud parents and relatives, and students of hosting batch, warm welcome to today's 19th graduation ceremony of Yenepoya Medical College. At the outset of this function, I congratulate the dear interns who are getting graduated today for their milestone first achievement in their life. And I wish all the best in all your future endeavors. Because of your choice and our selection, you are very lucky to have two eminent academicians and doyens in the field of medicine for this historic moment in your life as chief guest and guest of honor, namely Dr. Chandramohan sir and Dr. Ganesh Pai sir. Both of them are teacher of teachers. Dr. Chandramohan was the teacher of my MBBS and MS course, and he was the teacher of my son's postgraduate course also. All of you have heard the achievement of these two eminent personalities, and it's beyond my scope to describe it again. Dr. Chandramohan sir, rather than the chief guest today's program, is an integral part of our institution. You know, so many remarkable milestones we achieved during his tenure as the Vice Chancellor, naming few: a digitization of the hospital data, time-tested community program, robust clinical teaching system. Not less than for all the present remarkable achievement of the Yenepoya Medical College his touch is behind it. Dr. Ganesh Pai sir, one of the senior most time-tested practitioners in Mangalore, and held so many academic and administrative posts. Now running a sophisticated derma care center in Mangalore. Dear graduating doctors, tomorrow onwards you will become free of all your so-called firing from your teachers, unit heads and professors, as well as so-called extension posting put forwarded by the medical superintendent and the principal. I am sure you might have cursed me and your teachers for these attitudes, but you will one day definitely understand the importance of this firing of your teachers when you go to the community to serve the people. The importance of your sincerity, punctuality, regularity of your profession will understand only when you begin to treat the so-called patients, and then only you will definitely understand the pain taken by your teachers for bringing you to this stage. You have graduated from one of the finest institutions of the country under the A+ grade NAC accreditation, having world-class infrastructure like simulation lab in our center, cadaveric lab, robotic facilities, world-class research lab, etc. Having 250 MBBS admission, PG courses in more than 20 broad specialties, and super specialty PG courses, more than 3 subjects. You become this stage by passing 15 subjects in 4.5 years of MBBS course and doing internship in more than 21 subjects in the last 1 year. Tomorrow, you are going to the field as fully pledged, as Sir said, preventive, promotive, curative, palliative, and holistic care giving doctors. To bring all of you to this stage, where parents and teachers has taken a lot of efforts and pain, and I advise you should not forget them. We teachers are not expecting anything from you except your love and your remembrance. A great satisfaction and happiness to the teachers is when you are quoting us as your teachers. Even though we are considering the practicing medicine is a noble profession, we know that allegation attacks against the doctors are increasing day by day. For a certain extent, we doctors are responsible for this. One advice to you, only making money should not be only your motto. You should not follow money, and the money has to come behind you. I stop my address by quoting a great statement by a great surgeon, J.B. Murphy, Professor of Surgery of Northwestern University, Chicago. He said, quote, "The patient is the center of the medical universe. The patient is the center of the medical universe, around which all our works revolve and towards which all efforts trend. Wish all the best, all of your future endeavors. Once again, thanking Chief Guest, Guest of Honor, all staff members and students and parents. I remain. Jai Bharat Mata."
Thank you, Musaba sir, for your presidential address. Your conduct, your humility is an inspiration for all of us who are associated with the Yenepoya group. Thank you once again, sir. Now, I request you, sir, to present a memento as a token of our gratitude and appreciation to Dr. P. Chandramohan, sir, today's chief guest. Thank you, sir. Now I request Associate Dean Dr. Abhay Nirgude, sir, to present a memento as a token of our gratitude and appreciation to Dr. Ganesh S. Pai, guest of honor of today's function. Thank you, sir, for doing the honor. Now I call upon Dr. Neha Parveen, the best outgoing student of the year 2017, to speak a few words. Over to you, Neha.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Our esteemed chief guest, Dr. P. Chandramohan, our guest of honor, Dr. Ganesh S. Pai, our principal, professors, supporting staff, proud parents, family members, fellow batchmates and juniors, a very good evening to all of you. It really is a great honor to have the opportunity to speak on this momentous occasion of the 19th graduation ceremony of Yenepoya University. First and foremost, I would like to express our sincere thanks to our deans, professors, college and hospital staff, nursing staff, administrative section, and support staff, and most importantly, our proud parents. Thank you. We wouldn't have been standing here if it were not for your hard work and efforts. I still remember the day that I got my joining letter. It was the second round of counseling, and I had almost given up hope. But when the news came the thing that I recall most vividly was the happiness in my parents' eyes. Coming from a legacy of engineers and businessmen, I was the first doctor in my family, and that too from a deemed-to-be university of Muslim minority. Guys, we began our journey right here in this very auditorium, September 7th, 2017. Confused, awkward, scared, but most importantly, amazed at how Yenepoya could incorporate the word yen in everything. We were ushered into hostels where we met those people who are now our family as we made this place our second home. We woke each other up for those 8 a.m. classes only to go to the lecture halls and fall asleep there. Sat around cadavers, initially terrified, but later accustomed and respectful of the dead, somehow tolerating the stench of formalin. We pricked ourselves in physiology labs, handled patients' blood in pathology labs, and slowly transitioned into the hospital, where now we weren't dealing with microscopes and glass slides anymore, but actual patients and patient bystanders who knew all the languages in the world except the ones that we knew. So we started learning new languages and basic phrases to get by with. Then came our big bang, COVID-19. We went all the way back home for a long vacation with online classes where we could sleep confidently, knowing that our toppers are answering all the questions. Initially refreshing with Dalgona coffees, online Zoom parties, PUBG. It was only later that the lockdown ascertained how much we missed Yenepoya and the people that made it. So when we were called back, we came with our negative RT-PCR reports and positive mindsets, all set to complete our third year with big blue scrubs and masks on our faces. Then, with the blink of an eye, we entered final year, frantically running around to complete all our subjects and postings, going through several sleepless nights, huddling together for those group studies, and crying out daily, thinking that one day COVID would definitely end, but our portions wouldn't. Finally, in February 2022, we graduated, we completed our final exams with a huge sigh of relief. In the April of the same year, we came back as interns, where now we learned how to correctly print discharge summaries, give references, take consents, and most importantly, begin to care for our patients. As we shifted across the various departments in the hospital, we did our 24-hour duties. We brought babies into this world, gave CPR to those who were leaving this world, intubated, catheterized, did our ascitic tappings and lumbar punctures, went to long, far-away places for our rural camps, came back and went into long surgeries in the OTs. And through all of this, we grew into doctors. From discovering the beautiful specificity of the human body and learning to appreciate the true wonders of it, to learning all the things that could go wrong with this human body, to how to prevent them, treat them, and help cure the patient. From learning how to counsel a grief-stricken patient bystander and take history from them, to actually diagnosing the patient correctly and giving them the right medication. We have accumulated a lot of knowledge and skills here in Yenepoya. But Yenepoya has also actually taught us much more. 2 months ago, when I finished my internship and went back home, amongst many congratulations, I remember one uncle's words to me. He told me, "Beta, whatever doctor you become, make sure you're compassionate. And make sure that when a poor patient comes to you, you don't take fees from them." I remembered that Yenepoya had already taught me exactly this. How, during our clinical postings, when patient bystanders would get emotional about the patient's hospital bills, our staff would counsel them and comfort them, and then secretly try to gather the money that was required to clear the bills. How our PGs and our staff always made sure that every patient got the cheapest but the most effective drug available in the market. How our senior batches had started Samraksha, a non-profit organization catered for the poorest of the poor, where we collected money through various events in the hospital. Yenepoya had already instilled such values in us. And I hope that as we move forward in our careers here, we remember these values as we go ahead. To keep our intentions clean, remember to be empathetic, generous, and always prioritize patient welfare. In between all the paperwork formalities, reference calls, and orders from the senior faculty, we must never forget to talk to and ease the mind of our patient. Never forget the importance of incorporating human touch in our treatment protocols. As the Almighty says in the Quran, in Surah Ash-Shar, ayah number 6, "Indeed, with every hardship comes ease." Guys, look all around you. We're all the doctors that we wanted to become 6 years ago. We made it. And that's only because we conquered each and every hardship that came up. We didn't give up. Each and every one of us stayed strong, held our heads high, and charged forward through every obstacle. So as we start the next journey as PGs or practitioners, I hope we remember the promise of our Almighty. Remember all those hurdles we jumped across together, and remember that we made it through. Never lose hope, never give up. Here's to the nights that turn into days, days that turn into months, and friends that turn into family. There is, inshallah, a long battle ahead of us, but tonight, let's gather together in nostalgia and love. We may have had half our MBBS online and half our MBBS offline, but today we stand as proud, complete doctors. On behalf of the batch of 2017, this is Dr. Neha Parveen finally signing out one last time.
Thank you, Dr. Neha Parveen. The passion and enthusiasm with which the words flowed from you suggests that the name of Yenepoya Medical College will be cherished by all of you. I would now like to call upon Dr. Akshay KM, Professor, Department of Community Medicine, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening, dignitaries on the dais, ladies and gentlemen, parents and graduates. I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable day of 19th graduation day of yours. Let me first start off by giving glory to the Almighty for making today's occasion a resounding success. I would like to thank our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Yenepoya Abdullah Kuni, for his vision, commitment, and all the support. Heartfelt gratitude to our Pro-Chancellor, Dr. Mr. Farad Yenepoya, for his unconditional support in all our endeavors. I would like to also thank the Vice Chancellor, Pro-Vice Chancellor, and Registrar Yenepoya University for their support. I would like to express our deep sense of appreciation to our Chief Guest, Dr. P. Chandramohan, for being with us and sharing his thoughts. Thank you, sir. Special gratitude to the Guest of Honor, Dr. Ganesh Pai, for sparing his valuable time, gracing the occasion, and addressing our graduates with his valuable words. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank our beloved Dean, Dr. M.S. Musaba, for his presidential address. The deans, associate deans of all the constituent colleges, department heads, and center heads, esteemed faculty members. Special thanks to Dr. Ashwini Dutt, Dean Academics, Yenepoya deemed to be University, for all his support and guidance. Our most valued guests, dear parents, thank you all for being with us today. I would also thank the media for their coverage of this event, the audiovisual team, the maintenance and the housekeeping teams, and all the good hearts, including the 2019 batch MBBS students who have relentlessly worked behind the scenes to see this particular program a grand success. I now leave you with this inspiring quote by Martin Luther King. This is a repeat of the last year's vote of thanks. Thanks Dr. Sheetal Saur for this particular quote. An individual has not started living until he rises above the confines of his individualistic concerns to the broader concerns of all the humanity. Thank you all. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.
Thank you, Dr. Akshay. Now, I request all to rise and join us for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे. I request all the audience to kindly remain standing as the procession will return now. Kindly note, there is an announcement to be made. After the procession, I request the dignitaries, head of the departments and graduates to come back to the stage for a group photo. I repeat, a kind request to the dignitaries on the dais, the head of the departments and the graduates to come back to the stage after the procession for a group photo. Graduates, remember there will be a hat throwing ceremony for you all, but you will have to wait till the end of culturals. The procession is getting ready now, the flag bearer is there.